I never used to sleep with my blinds open, not after that night. It started during a heat wave last July. Our air conditioning had broken, and my room was basically an oven after sunset. Opening the window was the only way I could breathe. My bedroom is on the second floor, facing the backyard. There's nothing back there except a narrow strip of grass, a wooden fence, and a line of trees behind it. No streetlights, no neighbors' windows, just darkness. That night, I pushed the window up as far as it would go and raised the blinds halfway. A warm breeze came in, carrying the damp summer smell of cut grass and dirt. It was quiet, the kind of quiet that makes every little sound stand out. I fell asleep around midnight. I woke up at exactly 2:17 a.m. I know the time because my phone was face up on the nightstand, lighting the room with that faint blue glow. At first, I didn't know what woke me. I just had that sudden panicked feeling, like when you miss a step going downstairs. Then I heard it, a soft tapping sound. Tap, tap, tap. It was slow, deliberate, not like a branch hitting the glass, not like rain. It sounded like fingernails. I froze, staring at the ceiling, trying to convince myself it was nothing. My brain started offering explanations. A moth maybe, or something falling from the roof. Then it stopped. The silence felt heavier than the noise. I rolled over slowly, facing the window. The blinds were still half open, so I could see the dark rectangle of night beyond the glass. At first, I didn't notice anything unusual, just darkness and the faint outline of the fence. Then my eyes adjusted, and I realized the darkness wasn't uniform. Something was blocking part of it. Right outside the window, there was a shape, tall, vertical, completely still. My brain struggled to process it. My first thought was that it was a tree branch, but there are no trees that close to the house. Then I thought maybe it was someone standing in the yard, but that didn't make sense either. My window is on the second floor. There's nothing outside it, no balcony, no ledge, no roof extension, just empty space down to the ground. Whatever I was looking at was at eye level. My chest tightened. I couldn't even blink. I slowly lifted my head off the pillow to get a better look. That's when the shape moved. Not a big movement, just a slight tilt, like something adjusting its posture after being still for too long. I sucked in a breath so sharply it hurt. And then I saw the face. It wasn't clear, more like a suggestion of features, pale to pale. The moonlight caught just enough to show a smooth surface where skin should be. But there were no details, no eyes I could make out, no mouth, just a blank, human-shaped head pressed near the glass. I didn't scream. I didn't move. I didn't even breathe. I just stared. After a few seconds, or maybe minutes, I honestly don't know, the tapping started again. But this time, it wasn't random. It traced along the glass, slowly sliding from left to right, as if fingers were dragging across it. Scrape, tap, scrape. I felt tears start to form without realizing it. My whole body was trembling, but I couldn't look away. Something deep in my brain was screaming that if I broke eye contact, it would do something worse. Then, very slowly, the head leaned closer. The face pressed against the glass. The sound it made, I'll never forget it. A soft, wet squeak, like skin dragging on a window. That's when I saw the eyes. They were open, completely black, not dark, black, like there was nothing there at all. And they were looking directly at me. I finally snapped. I yanked the blanket over my head like a little kid and squeezed my eyes shut. My heart was pounding so hard I thought I might pass out. I stayed like that, barely breathing, waiting for the window to shatter, or for hands to grab me through the glass. Nothing happened. No tapping, no scraping, no sound at all. After what felt like forever, I risked pulling the blanket down just enough to peek out. The window was empty. Nothing outside, just darkness again. I shot out of bed, slammed the window shut, and pulled the blinds down so hard they snapped crooked. Then I turned on every light in my room and didn't sleep for the rest of the night. In the morning, I convinced myself I'd imagined it. A half dream, sleep paralysis. anything but what it looked like. But when I went outside later, I found something that made my stomach drop. Right below my window, in the dirt, there were footprints. Bare footprints. They weren't coming from anywhere. There were no tracks leading up to them from the fence, no trail across the grass. Just a cluster of prints directly beneath my window, as if someone had been standing there for a long time. And they were deeper than normal, like whoever made them was unusually heavy. I told my parents, but they brushed it off. My dad said maybe a kid from the neighborhood had jumped the fence. My mom said animals can make weird prints in mud. Neither of them wanted to consider what I had seen. For the next few nights, I kept the window closed and the blinds shut tight. Nothing happened. I started to relax. Until the fourth night, I woke up again around 2 a.m. This time, there was no tapping, no noise at all. But something felt wrong. You know that feeling when someone is watching you. I opened my eyes slowly. The blinds were still down. The window was shut. Subscribe to this channel to see more videos like this. I opened my eyes slowly. The blinds were still down. The window was shut. My room was completely dark. Then I noticed a thin line of light across the floor. The closet door was open, just a crack, maybe an inch wide. I always sleep with it closed. I stared at the gap, my heart already racing. The darkness inside the closet looked thicker than the rest of the room, like it was swallowing the light. Then something inside shifted. A shape leaned forward into the crack. I saw the outline of a head, at the exact same height as the face I'd seen outside the window. And slowly, silently, the closet door began to open wider, not swinging, pushing, as if something inside was pressing against it from the darkness. I bolted out of bed and ran straight into the hallway screaming. My parents came running, turned on the lights, searched the room, nothing. The closet was empty. No one believed me after that. They thought I was having nightmares. We moved out 2 months later for unrelated reasons, and nothing like that has happened since. But here's the part that still keeps me awake sometimes. About a week after we moved, I went back to the old house with my dad to pick up mail. While he was inside talking to the new owners, I walked around to the backyard. I don't know why. I just felt like I needed to look. Below my old window, the dirt was smooth. No footprints. But on the glass itself, there were marks, smudges, long pale streaks, like something had pressed its hands, or its face, against the outside and slid downward. And they were too high for anyone standing on the ground to reach. I never opened a window at night again, because I still don't know what was standing outside it, or how it got inside.